Good evening. This is Kama with the online talk show Pursuing Your Passion. I am your host, and I am live right now on Kama Speaks Radio as well. I am live with my guest, who is a coach, mentor, and also a certified facilitator of the Passion Test. Her name is Tina Kadish. Thank you so much, Kadish, for being on my show. I'm glad I corrected myself before you had to. Thank you so much for being on Pursuing Your Passion.
Thank you for having me, Kama.
All right, Tina, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to be here on your talk show tonight. And yes, a little bit about myself. I've been in training and development. I worked in many Fortune 500 companies. And back in 2003, working in a Fortune 500 in the training and development department, I loved training. I loved being with people and really changing their behavior and increasing their skill sets. And in 2003, I discovered, not discovered, but I was laid off. So I discovered, what do I do with my time? Where do I go? I've never been laid off. I've always quit jobs, but the job quit me, and I had just been promoted. So I found myself in a, what's the word, really unsure what direction to take. So I began my journey of self-discovery. What do I do? Where do I want to go? I love training, but I didn't want to be a contract trainer. There weren't that many positions at the time. So when I got laid off, I loved the flexibility and the freedom that I had, just doing what I wanted to do. I did some contract assignments. I also did some temping assignments as well. And what I discovered was I wanted a network. And I said, how can I meet like-minded people that are in the same situation as I am, that are in transition, not knowing where to go? Mm-hmm. So I began that journey, and I, like I said, loved that freedom. So I knew that I wanted to be self-employed because I loved being free. Yeah. But now, mind you, at the time I was laid off, so I wasn't working. I wasn't in my own business either. So I didn't know at the time what to do. So I went to networking events. I went to some meetup groups. I loved the meetup groups because at the time when I went there, I met the facilitator there who was a law of attraction facilitator. And I was really fascinated by the whole law of attraction, and I read the book The Secret, and I really started to get familiar with The Secret. So at the meetup group, the woman, the facilitator, introduced me to this tool called the Passion Test. And what I loved about the tool is that it helped me to get clear on what direction to take, because it gave me that focus, it gave me the clarity.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's kind of back it up just a tad bit. Let's go back to what it made you feel like for someone that had never been laid off, because today there's a lot of people that are being laid off from their jobs. Someone I know just got laid off about 2 weeks ago, unexpectedly, of course. What was that feeling that you had at that time, and then what in that transition made you say, entrepreneurship has to be the way for me to go?
Okay. I was scared. I was worried. I had always had a consistent cash flow. Mm-hmm. My husband is self-employed, mm-hmm. and I was bringing in the benefits. I was the consistent cash flow in the household. And at the time, I have, 2 kids. So I was really scared and worried. And I'm a worrier by nature, but I really needed to really sit back and really think about what is it that I want to do? Because I've always taken jobs because it's the money, mm-hmm. and not really thinking about the position. Although in training, I discovered that I love training. So I said, I'd like to do something that puts me in front of people, mm-hmm. and really being able to help people. So I really discovered that I wanted to help people. Mm-hmm. So in that transition, I also fell into network marketing. And that's where I learned the entrepreneurship, that flexibility that I must have been craving.
Yes. Yes.
Because I've always had a job.
Yes.
Okay.
So you said something about constant cash flow. Now, to you, that was security, and to most people that work for a job or work for someone, that's what they see. They know they're going to get paid. They know when they're going to get paid. They know everything is like they know, but they always think that's security. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
have that. You must have had it at one time, but when your life changed, that all went away.
It did. It did. Like I said, for the first time, I was let go. I was laid off. I've always gone from job and found another job. So I never had that transition period ever. It was scary. It was a very scary situation. It was right before Christmas,
Wow.
and it was in November, and I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know what direction to take. I really did not know.
Hmm.
I was terrified. We had
Yeah.
just bought our home that year, early in the year, and now I get laid off. And my husband was self-employed.
Yes.
So it was scary. It's a scary situation, which a lot of people, I'm sure, today are
Yes.
in that unemployment. So I definitely had that feeling of fear.
Yes. Yes. I like I tell people, people keep saying a job, I'm just secure. It's there, I know, but you don't know. One thing about working for yourself is that you make money how you know you need to. If something doesn't work out with one person, guess what? You can go to the next and the next and the next. And you
Hmm.
can fire and hire yourself as much as you want to, but you know what it is that you need to,
To
what you
do.
need to do.
Right.
So so you talked about your passion test.
Hmm.
Let's get a little more in detail about exactly what the passion test is and how you decided what made you to decide to become a certified facilitator and what that entails as well.
Okay. So the tool, the passion test, was created by Janet Bray Atwood and Chris Atwood, and they wrote the book called The Passion Test. It's discovering your life path.
Mhm.
And the book, like I said, was introduced to me at the meetup group by this woman in Connecticut. And what this tool gives you is through a process, you discover 5 important things to you that you're passionate about. So you make a list. For example, the statement is, when my life is ideal, I am. And you list 10 items on your list, and you visualize it. You're dreaming. For the first time, I really started to dream through this process, because you're making a list and you are acting as if you already have that.
Hmm.
So, for example, I listed, when my life is ideal, I own a home on the ocean in San Diego, California. I have financial freedom. I educate people on their health. I'm listing all these 10 things. And through a process of elimination, you narrow your list from 10 to 5. And those are the 5 you walk away with that are your passions. So everyone has different passions. And so as a facilitator, I help people to discover their 5. But what I discovered in my 5, I said, this is a tool that I need to share to the world,
Hmm.
because too many people are stuck, don't even know what to do, and they take job after job after job, like myself, and really don't think about what is it that they really love.
Hmm.
There's a study out there that says 80% of working Americans do not like their jobs, and I think that the percentage is higher, to be honest with you. Because too many of us, we take jobs based on money. And during my facilitation course, they talk about that. We make money-based decisions versus passion-based decisions,
Yes. Yes.
because the money will come if you know what you want to focus on. So this tool gives you that clarity, that it's your purpose.
Yes.
You're really writing down your life purpose when you think about it. These are your clues to your destiny, and you focus on them. So the tool is really the what, okay, not the how. You're really writing down the what, but the universe, because you let go, that's one of the pieces of the formula of the passion test, is to let go, because the universe, somehow you'll manifest it. Focus on it. You know, they say what you put your attention on grows stronger.
Okay. Okay. So what about, people that want to get involved or want to take the passion test? Is this something that they become one of your clients, or is this something that they just go online, take the test, and they just move on from there? What is the process for them to get started so that they can discover their passion? Because what I do find is that many people don't understand what their purpose is. They have a passion for something, and they don't realize that it can actually manifest into finances.
Exactly. So on my website, which is www.lifeisideal.com, all one word, they actually can answer 7 questions, and they actually will take the passion test profile. It's free, and that's a beginning. I offer one-on-one coaching. I also deliver workshops to people as well, where I go in more depth with the coaching and the workshop. On my website, they'll also be able to see some of my tools. They'll also be able to see Janet Bray Atwood discussing the tool. And Jack Canfield, if you're familiar with him, he took the passion test with Janet Atwood. And because of the tool, he was able to create the Transformational Leadership Council and go into the speaking that he does today, rather than I shouldn't say just, but writing the books, the Chicken Soup of the Soul series. So he discovered that he has a love for being in front of people, being a motivational speaker, and really teaching people how to transform their lives.
Now, how does that make you feel? Because you're doing the same thing. You're with your workshops and the one-on-one coaching. How do you feel when you're coaching someone one-on-one and you're able to help someone? What is that feeling to you?
Well, the feeling is very fulfilling. And if I can make a difference in someone's life and make them happier, really getting that clarity, it relieves their mind of that clutter. They are free. And because I was there myself, being stuck, not knowing what direction to take, and it's because of this tool that I discovered I want to be a full-time entrepreneur delivering this message. And I think that, like I said, too many of us just don't know what to do.
Right.
And they really don't. So this is the beginning of discovering their purpose, is the passion test. It is a tool that is offered internationally as well as domestically. And there's trainers out there that go around and deliver workshops. Individuals, if they really want to do what I do, they can also become a certified facilitator like myself, because they do deliver workshops to be a trainer. If you want, if someone wants to deliver this like myself. But I offer the one-on-one and the workshops to people. Okay.
And while you're out there helping others, are there some success stories that you have from many of your coaching students that has really stuck out to you, something you may want to share with the audience to let them understand how important it is for them to discover their passion?
Very good, very good. Yes, I had an individual who is in an accounts payable position and took it because it was a job and doesn't like accounts payable at all. During this tool, she discovered she loves to bake, and she wants to own a bakery. She literally wants to open up a bakery. So we talked about it, and what a lot of people try to do with this tool is they try to control the outcome. They really say, well, I'm never going to own a bakery, so why should I even put it down that when my life is ideal, I own a bakery? I'm never going to own a bakery. So a lot of us have limiting beliefs.
Yes.
And which is part of my process through that I work with individuals on getting through those limiting beliefs, because a lot of us have those ideas, those concepts, those beliefs that we just can't do it, and why should I even bother with this?
Yes.
So this woman said to me, same thing, she said, I'm never going to own a bakery. And I said, well, by the fact that you just said it, you're not.
Right.
You've already put it out there, I'm not going to own a bakery. So what I suggest to people, okay, in the meantime, you are working full-time as an accounts payable, but what can you do to follow your passion of the bakery?
Mm-hmm.
So what she's doing is she's baking for family and friends. She'll bring in her cooking, her baking, I should say, to the office. People love it. They say, wow, you do such a great job with baking. How do you do that? What's the recipe? So what she started to do is starting to take orders from people that she knows.
Yes.
So she's doing it as a plan B hobby.
Yes.
And she is pursuing her passion. And I said to her, you really need to start thinking about how will you own a bakery one day. It's not something you're going to do today, but focus on it. Put it out there. The fact that you wrote it on this list and it's one of your 5 is very important to you. So let's start doing what can you do right now to help you move towards your passion of owning a bakery. So she said to me, had I not done this process, I never really would have started my journey on even going to the bakery. She wouldn't even have thought of it because it was buried. A lot of times we bury our dreams, we bury what we should be doing, and we just don't do anything.
Yes.
So the fact that she started thinking about it, and don't get me wrong, she still has those limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
But she's getting better at it. I have individuals that have said to me, if it wasn't for this tool, I wouldn't have started pursuing my passion. I would have just been doing my job every day and not really starting to dream, because that's a lot of time people just don't dream, and this allows them to dream as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
That's this person's story, and I have various others, but the number one is that everybody that I've coached really was like, aha, this is an aha moment. I didn't even realize that this was one of my passions that I should be pursuing. So it was to me, it was very fulfilling because I helped someone to bring it to the forefront.
Yes. Yeah, and that's,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, that's what's important, is that we all have something that we're doing in our own capacity. I cannot reach every single person in the United States of America or in the world. We need people such as yourself. I haven't done the passion test yet. I'm not a facilitator either. What I do is I take people that have a dream, that know what they want to do, and I just kind of help them come up with other ideas to make money in the meantime. And people think that, well, like the young lady you just told me about, they don't understand that just what they think is little can be so much greater. Look at all these people in like Cupcake Wars and all these different places. Look how huge these people are becoming because of it. It starts with your passion. I'm so firm on that it starts with your passion. It's the very thing that you love to do is what's going to get you far in life. So what you're doing is absolutely, wonderful. Before I go on to my next question, I see that someone is on. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask in the question and answer box, and we'll be happy to answer any questions to any of the viewers that are watching. In the meantime, I wanted to talk to you about a little bit about personal development and training, something that you have been doing for years, and it started off at your previous work, which is working into what you are doing now. Can you explain personal development to people, because everybody doesn't understand what personal development is?
Well, personal development to me is I'm always seeking opportunities where I can learn and be a better person, whether it's any self-help books or going to seminars. For me, I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm always reading books. I'm always online, taking webinars, going to seminars. So for me, my personal development is always being a lifelong learner. My mind is always thinking of what can I do better, what can I learn today, how can I improve myself and be a better person, how can I serve others, how can I make this a better world. for people, because it is really from the heart
Yes.
that comes out. So it's not about the mind, although we need to, of course, think with our mind as well, but really let's go with our heart and be out there and serving others and helping others to reach their potential. So for me, my development is reaching my potential. How can I maximize my potential? What can I do to improve myself?
Yes. And people need to understand as well. Reading is huge. Still going to these trainings, a lot of people feel like, oh, I've learned already, or I'll just figure it out my way, and they don't understand. Someone like myself, I'm always at a training or something where I'm learning. Like you said, you're a lifetime learner. You have to always learn being in leadership, because there's always something new, and you don't know everything, but it's about learning and not just saying, oh, I'll just do it on my own. What are some obstacles that you've been able to overcome since you've been in your entrepreneurial line of work now that you're working on your own? What are some obstacles that have come your way that you've been able to break through?
Well, I mentioned earlier that I always worry about money. And so one of the obstacles is that I don't really worry any longer. I will say positive affirmations, and I always say every day, money is here. I have abundance. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God, and I will always be out there talking about that. I will plant the seed, and I will water it, but ultimately it's a higher power that will help it, will make it happen. That's my belief. Now, it may not be everybody else's belief. So obstacle for me was really that belief and having that, because I was not always spiritual. I have to be honest with you, and it's been a journey for me, and that's one of my learnings, is that I started to follow some spiritual people. I'm a huge fan of Joel Osteen. I follow him. I read everything about Joel Osteen, and that's really shifted my mindset, and, as well as reading the Bible, getting more deep with the Bible. That's been the obstacles that I've had, in the past to overcome, is really not worrying as much about money, and knowing that it's going to happen. I'm going to find the right people. The right people will come, because I'm looking for right people that are open-minded and want to learn, want to change, want to make a difference, or want to change their life themselves, so they can be more less stressed. There's too much stress in this world, and I think that we need to help people to get more stress-free. If that makes any sense.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense. That makes a ton of sense. Like you said, you got to water, you got to plant, and God gives the increase, and that's what people have to understand, that success just doesn't come overnight. I know a lot of people that says, I'm just going to pray about it and it's just going to happen. Well, it just doesn't happen that way, because even the Bible says faith without works is dead. So you have to do the work. You can believe all you want to, but if you don't go out there, I can believe that, for a house, but if I don't go out there and look for it and purchase it, I'm not going to ever have it. I'll just sit there and believe and dream for the rest of my life.
Right,
so,
that's a dream.
Yes, and people need to really understand that, and understand that even with their passions that they have, don't just have it as a thought. Don't just say, oh, I just love to do this. Well, make what you love to do, let that be your multi-million-dollar idea. That's all everyone else did. Whatever they love to do, they're now making millions of dollars with it. I don't get paid for this show. I'm doing it because I love interviewing people such as yourself, because I get different perspectives, I hear different stories, I get motivated, and to hear all that I've been through, like I've counted, you're my 53rd guest, and to be able to interview so many people over this last year, I've learned so much, and I've met so many great people, and I've been able to go deeper into my purpose because I understand more. Because like you said, the passion test, like I said, I am going to take it because I want to see what's going to come out of it. What will it hurt to try?
It doesn't hurt to try. And we can, of course, once you go on my website, take the, answer the 7 questions, and then we can work together and go deeper. And so, yeah, you'll be amazed at what your passions could come out. Because a lot of times we think that the passions are going to come out because we're thinking instead of feeling.
Yes, 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 yes. I thought that for the rest of my life, all I would do is real estate. I'm a realtor here in California, and all I thought I was going to do was real estate. I didn't think I would be doing something like this. I didn't think I would be speaking. But I find that, and that's why I'm interested to taking it. My passion is just helping people. The joy I get when I'm able to close an escrow, somebody's able to purchase their first home, or the relief of them being able to sell their property because they're underwater, or just to sell for whatever reason. It makes me feel good because I help them through the process. To be able to have you on here and to be able to blast this out to everyone I know to go through, and I don't know what you'll get out of this, but to be able to help promote just who you are, that's where I get my joy at. That's my passion, is helping people. So I know this eventually will get me paid, but that's not my goal of, oh my gosh, I'm trying to reach for the goal. No, I'm working in what I believe God has put me on this earth to be at.
Yeah.
So we are going to wrap things up, and before we wrap things up, I want you to leave something with the guests. If you have anything you want to state, and also leave all your contact information as to how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, so my website is lifeisideal.com. They can also email me, tina@lifeisideal.com. And all my contact information is on my email and my website. They could connect with me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, and it's facebook.com/lifeisideal. So you can look me up there. I also have a personal, Tina Kadish. So there's various ways. I'm also on Twitter. Tina Cad is my Twitter name. And one nugget I'd like to leave is really, everyone really go out and follow your passion. Really dream and really think about what you want to do. But through this tool, it'll give you that clarity, that focus, and we can change the world. And I firmly believe that, and I agree with you, Kama. Just helping others. For me, this is sharing the message to the world that more of us need to be following our passions and loving. I mean, love has a huge to do with this, because we need to love one another.
Yes.
And when we love one another, everything is just a beautiful thing. And just think of all the problems that could go away if there was love.
Yes.
With each other.
Yes. Beautiful. Well, I appreciate you so much for being on. And for those that are watching, make sure you go and visit her website at lifeisideal.com and follow her on Facebook and Twitter. All her information is going to be posted. And for those that are interested in more information about me, you can go to my website, which is kamaspeaks.com. And also, we are live on my radio station, kamaspeaksradio.com, which is a milestone for me. I'm so grateful for that, for my radio station. If you want to book me, you can, or book to be on the show, you can go to go to kamaspeaks.com/contact us, and I'll be able to get to you. Just hashtag me under Kama Speaks. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Pinterest, and I'm on LinkedIn. So I'm everywhere.
Me too. I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Okay, what is your name on LinkedIn?
Tina Kadish. LinkedIn.com, of course. Tina Kadish.
Perfect. So make sure you follow us and see what it is that we are doing. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion. Good night.
All right. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
You're welcome.